starting.
So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the wonderful meeting. As it's a Linkers meeting with Smedleys and Gabbies, it's going to be a wonderful meeting today. So, before we kick off the meeting, let me put the ground rules to you. We should avoid speaking about sex, politics, and religion. We should avoid crosstalks or even going out of the room, in or out of the room when a speaker is speaking. We should, and please, we can put our phones in silent so that it does not spoil the ambience of the meeting today. So today's theme is very intriguing to me because I feel that when we have a teamwork, when we have a good team where we can work, then a dream job becomes into a very good dream teamwork where we can work together. So for example, if I'm into the hotel industry, that was my dream job. And when I got the supporting staff, the team which I could work with, that became the ultimate dream work where I can work with the people which I dreamt of. So let me call upon our president today. He is a very dynamic person ever I've met in my life. He is the charming person. Whenever I come across with him with a problem, he always solves my problem like the Aladdin rubs the thing and the genie comes out. He's like that kind of a person to me. He is currently working as a director in a multinational company, software company. He is a CPA profession. He's been associated with Smedleys as much I was associated with Smedleys for a decade. Let me call upon a dynamic president for today's meeting, Mukund Joshi.
Thank you, Sarin Tatan, for that wonderful introduction. I hope all of that is true, by the way. First of all, thank you so much for making to this meeting. I think this is the first offline Linkers meeting we are having since COVID started. So I think we have had a couple of Linkers meeting online, but this is the first that we have had offline. And we really thank Gabbies for accommodating us, for agreeing for this Linkers meet. And we are really happy about that. So the way we will go about today is basically that I would request each one of you to just tell your name and the club you come from so that we will all know each other a little bit. Of course, we will network more during the tea break and other times also, but just so that in the audience, for the table topic master, for the GE and all to know the participants, we will just introduce ourselves quickly, just the name and the club, right? So can we quickly start from the people in the room here, starting off with Varun?
Just pass on. Yes. My name is Varun from Smedleys Speaker Society, and I've been with Smedleys for a little over a year. I work for a company called Bloom Energy, and yeah. Priyanka has introduced.
Hi, good morning all. My name is Shiva Shambhu Ojha. I have been recently associated with Smedley. It's been close to 6 months now. And yes, I have also recently started my own business, a year old, and just part of it. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arun Kota. I'm from Smedleys Speaker Society, and I've been associated with this club over 5 years as of now. So it's been a really great experience as a Toastmaster. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pramod Shankar. I'm one of the founders of Smedleys Speaker Society. And as far as my profession work goes, I work in branding and advertising. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nancy Goel. I'm from the Gabbies Toastmasters Club. I work as a senior data analyst with Vertical, as well as I'm a certified personal branding coach. Lovely to be here. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Nagesh Ramamurthy. I'm in Toastmasters from about 3 years. Happy to be here looking at faces in the room and back.
Thank you. I am Saurav. I am from the Gabby's Toastmasters Club. I've been a Toastmaster since September 2020, like Nagesh and Nancy. And since then, I'm with the Gabby's. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Myself, Dilip Puravankara. I am an IT consultant working independently.
Hi, I'm Karthik Venugopal and I'm working as a software developer with Travelopia. And it's been like 1 year I'm associated with Gabby's.
Hi all, I am Vivek Mishra. I am an old member of this Medley Speaker Society. So great to be here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Syed Nadeem. I work for Cognizant. I have been part of Smedley Speaker Society from 2020. It's been 3 years.
Can we quickly go through the online participants? Just one sentence about yourself and the club you belong to. We can start off with Asim.
Yeah, thank you, Mukund. Good morning, everyone. My name is Asim Purohit, and I've been associated with Smedley Speaker Society since 2006.
Thanks, Asim. Utkarsh.
Hi, my name is Utkarsh Arora, and I'm a part of Smedley Speaker Society from almost an year, and I'm a YouTuber and I run my own company named Base Tila.
Thanks, Utkarsh. Dhwani.
Hi, sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm from the Gabby's Toastmasters Club, and my name is Dhwani, and I am a personality development coach.
Thank you, Dhwani. Aparna.
Hello, Mukund. Good morning, everyone. I'm Aparna Raja. I'm from the Gabby's Toastmasters Club, been a charter member, so been associated with the club from September 2022. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aparna. Amit.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Amit, and I'm from Gabby, and it has been more than 1 year. A year I joined Gabby.
Thank you, Amit. Neha.
Hi everyone, my name is Neha and I've been associated with the Gabby's Toastmasters Club for last 7 months now.
Thank you, Neha. Suman. Suman, you're on mute if you're speaking. Okay. We have a guest, Ratan.
Yeah, hi. Yes, so my name is Ratan Shetty. I'm sorry, I'm unable to switch on the video right now.
No problem.
I'm a member of Bangalore Toastmasters Club and have been a Toastmaster for the past 10 years, out of which for a few years I've been in Mumbai as well. Nice to be a part of this meeting. Back to you.
Thank you, Ratan. Great. So now we have a full house. I think we need a round of applause, of course. Okay. So they say talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships. Said MJ, not me. It's Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all times. He made this statement. He was part of the NBA for 15 seasons, out of which he won 6 championships when he played for Chicago Bulls. So he should know, right? Because basketball is a game, is a teamwork. No individual can win a game for the whole team. It is all a matter of how the teamwork goes. And I think Michael Jordan nailed it when he made this statement. Of course, in a teamwork, the sum is always greater than the parts. 2 + 2 is always more than 4 at any point in time. And teamwork brings in that supportive environment in each one of us. You fail, you try again, you succeed, and it is also spreading of the risks in a team, right? What is lacking in one person can be compensated by another person. And that is how basically teamwork goes, right? With that small take on the theme, I would now like to introduce the current Toastmaster of the day, who is going to come here and conduct today's session, right? So this gentleman, by the way, he just landed in India last night. And today he is here in this meeting to conduct this session. A person who is a businessman by profession, who sets up all the security devices and the audio and visual components for various corporates, etc. A dealer for Sony, right? And a very avid Toastmaster, a guy who is totally committed to improving his communication skills and also being a part of the club and helping the club in more ways than one. As soon as he joined the club, when he was given the responsibility of becoming the VP head, he right away accepted that opportunity. And he started working towards conducting the meetings and so on. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for today's Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Shiva Shambhu.
Thank you. Thank you for such kind words. And yes, as he rightly said, recently I joined and I think I took up this responsibility too early to begin. And going with the theme of the day, teamwork makes the dream work. All right. So I asked one of my friend, like, what is your take on this theme of the day? Teamwork makes the dream work. And he was very funny while he tried to reply. And he said, in my team, few work and others only dream of work. But never to undermine the power of teamwork. A great personality once said, like, if you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. Ratan Tata. And yes, today it's evident Tata has come a long way. An organization which has taken not just the company together, but also the society together. And there's another such organization which has come a long way. Thanks to the gentleman, Rolf Smedley. In 1922, he started a journey of a public speaking, and today it's come a long way. Today, there are more than 280,000 people associated with it across more than 144 countries. The world is getting digital, and so also is Toastmasters has got digital. So today we have this hybrid meeting going on. And taking a leap in this digital world, it's AI, okay? Also, Toastmasters has partnered with an AI platform called Udly. If you have not visited yet, please do visit. It is fun being there. All right, so I'll move on to the segments of the Toastmasters meeting that is held today. So there are 3 segments. First is prepared speeches, where a person will be delivering a prepared speech from his pathway. Then we have table topics, where it's an impromptu, and each member, table topic master will be conducting, and he will be giving topics where a person is required to speak for 2 minutes. And then we'll have the third segment, which is the evaluation segment. So evaluation segment is the most important segment, where general evaluator of the day will be heading this. And to call upon this, I would like to call upon the general evaluator of the day, Nagesh Ramamurthy. Toastmasters Nagesh, can we have a loud round of applause for him?
So much. Am I audible? Anyways, I'm sure I'm audible. Good morning, Toastmasters, and those online, good morning to you as well. I'm the general evaluator of today's meeting, and I will be looking at the meeting from starting till the end as to how it went. All those which have been very good, we repeat them in the upcoming meetings, and those small little things that makes maximum improvement, we work upon those. So I'll be giving those details in the third section of my meeting. But I have three more people who will help me in doing this evaluation, general evaluation section. The first one, we have a timer who in Toastmaster Nadim. He works for Cognizant, and give him a big round of applause. He recently completed 10 years in Cognizant. Over to you. Explain your role, please.
Good morning, everyone. So I will be the timer for today's meeting. For table topic, time limit is 2 minutes. At end of 1 minute, I will be showing the green card. End of 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card. And end of 2 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. And this will stay there until you're done speaking. And for the prepared speech, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. At the end of 5th minute, I'll be showing the green. And 6th, I'll be showing the yellow card. And then end of 7th minute, I'll be showing the red card and it will stay there. And for evaluation, the time limit is 3 minutes. At end of 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll be showing the green. And then 3 minutes, I'll be showing the yellow. And then 3 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll be showing the red card. At end of the meeting, I'll be presenting my report to the chief.
Thank you. We'll have the online timer in Utkarsh who will show these 3 cards for the 2 speakers who are online. Then we have an R counter being played by DTM Nancy. She's been the founder of the Gabby's Toastmasters Club, founder member. And over to you to explain the role of R counter.
Hi, everyone. Very good morning. I would be playing the role of our counter. As our counter for today's meeting, I'll be paying close attention to CRPFs. Crutch, repeat, pause, filler words. And mind you, I've already started making notes for the same. I'll come back with my report as called upon by journal evaluator towards the end of the meeting. Over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Nancy. Then we have the third role player as the grammarian, Toastmaster Amit. Varun, over to you, Varun.
Thank you, everyone, and good morning. As the grammarian for the day, it's my responsibility to look out for good usages and poor usages of grammar. In today's meeting, I'll also introduce the word for the day. The word for the day today is symbiotic, which means denoting a mutually beneficial relationship between different people or groups. Usage of this word for today is this meeting between Smedley's and Gabby's is an exhibition of how Toastmasters is symbiotic. I hope that this is only the start of this relationship and a long connection between the clubs. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much. And we have the fourth role, very important role in a Toastmasters meeting like this, which is parliamentarian. Today it is being played by our presiding officer, the president of the club, Toastmaster Mukund. Please explain the role.
Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator. As the parliamentarian, I will keep track of the proceedings. Please ensure that you don't speak anything about sex, politics, or religion. It's a taboo in the Toastmasters world. And at the end of the session, I'll also be testing your listening skills. So I'm going to ask 3 questions based on all the speeches and evaluations and the table topics that have happened in today's meeting. And I would call upon one of you to give the answer for each of my questions. So that's my role as a parliamentarian. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much. With that, 4 people and me and those 3 evaluators will come back in the third section of the meeting, and I hand it over back to the TMOD. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. All right, so we come to the first segment of the meeting, which is prepared speeches. And before I call upon the first speaker of the day, I would like to call upon the evaluator. He's a gentleman who's a professor and a student at the same time. He's heading a department at a university, and His life advice, if you ever get an opportunity to head a department, please don't take it. Evaluator and DTM Asim Purohit, could you please read out the guidelines of speaker one?
Yeah, thank you so much, Shiv Shambhu. And thanks for those kind words. I'm sorry, I don't really have the guidelines of the meeting, guidelines of the speech that I have received from the speaker. So if the speaker is there, maybe, we can request the speaker to say the guidelines.
Okay, yeah, one moment.
So I'm attempting my level 3 project 3, that is connect with storytelling and connect with storytelling. So I have to connect my story with in my speech, and my speech is about like 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Karthik Venugopal. Please stay here while I. So today we have a storyteller at heart and stack developer and a tech trainer. He's a movie buff, loves history and music. So I would like to once again invite Toastmasters Karthik Venugopal to deliver his prepared speech.
Okay.
Elections. Karnataka state government just finished 6 state elections. And once upon a time, when I was in my final year of engineering, elections were being held at college, and whole of college was submerged in election mania. And my dear best friend Tej Raj, who was like a kingmaker, who had many contacts across college, who was a topper in college politics, wanted me to contest for elections. For the post of department secretary in my branch. But I had no wish to contest for elections because I wanted to focus on my studies and get placed in one company. But Tej Raj was very, very stubborn. He didn't accept my unwillingness. And the best possible thing he did was, he threatened me that he would never speak with me again if I don't contest for elections. So how many of your friends have threatened like that? Anyone here? Okay. So, and one day he stopped talking to me. And I was going through a bad phase of friendship breakup. And at one point, I thought that I could not lose such a dear friend of mine, who was not only a friend, he was such an amazing person by heart, who believed in me more than I believed in myself, who believed that I could bring more energy, fun, and activities in my department. So finally, I surrendered to him, and I filed my nomination for the post of department secretary on the day of elections at 2:30 p.m. and elections were about to be held at 4 p.m. just 1.5 hour before elections. And all nominated candidates have to give a speech describing their manifesto. And I had no speech ready with me. And we all, as a Toastmasters, we know this strength of one great speech. One great speech can win you a division contest like Toastmaster Aparna Raja's speech. And one great speech has waged a war in history and even prevailed peace. But I had no time to write such a great speech. And I wanted to win these elections badly because of my friend who had tons of faith on me. So there were 40 minutes left for the elections. Then an idea struck my mind. I wrote my speech and kept it very short. How many of you want to listen to that speech? So me and Tej Raj entered the classroom, and all other 53 classmates were looking at us. And then election officer came inside the classroom and said, there are 8 nominations filed. And he started reading out the names. And at the end, when he said Karthik Venugopal, whole class started cheering me up, because that was the following and support I had in my class. But it's all the matter of one great speech, which can turn the tables of elections. So election officer asked, who wants to go for the first speech? I said, sir, yes, sir, I'll go. I went on the stage and started my speech. Hello, my dear beautiful flowers, my dear adventurous boys. I know you have golden plated hearts, but I'm really sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm not here to make any promises to you. I'm not here to make any promise that I will host a big party if I win elections. My dear adventurous girls, I'm not here to make any promise you that this whole year will be celebrated with cultural and fun activities. No, 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 no. I'm not here to make any promise because I'm not a politician. I'm just a student, an humble student. I'm not here to make any such promises or give my words today because I believe that a man of words is not a man of deeds. And you know that I'm a man of deeds, not a man of words. That's it. It was a clean goal. And whole of my class started jumping, dancing, shouting, hooting. And when I zoomed my lenses towards my friend, he was rejoicing to the core. He was feeling so happy, and I could see that in his eyes. And what did he gain of that? Nothing. He just was happy seeing me in the spotlight. And after that, I won the elections, and I became the cultural secretary of my department. And just think that it was such a great speech, right? Nothing. It was not a great speech. If I give the same speech to contest for any elections in Toastmasters, then election chair would say, please, 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 I'll disqualify you right now away because I'm also a man of deeds. But it worked in college, and I became the cultural secretary of the department. And I made sure that as a man of deeds, I hosted a big party for my adventurous boys, and also made sure that whole of year was celebrated with cultural and fun activities, and made sure that everyone smiled till the end of the college days. And it was all possible because of my one friend who pushed me out of my comfort zones. And as I said, what did he gain out of this? Nothing. He didn't gain anything, but he was just happy. And we all have such friends, or we all have such people who shower unconditional love to us, who shower unconditional love, who push us out of our comfort zone, who help us, who support us, and they all want us to be succeeded without having any expectations. And I consider those people as rare platinum diamonds because they are very rare in this greedy world, where everything comes with expectations. So I may not be as rich as Ambani. I don't even have a Ferrari, but I still consider myself as the richest person in the world because my definition of richness does not lie in money. My definition of richness lies with the people I live with. Toastmasters and guests, go back home, think about such people who made you climb the ladder of success without having any expectations. Talk to them, thank them, because they are very, very rare. And if possible, spend time with them, jump, dance, laugh, shout, cry, celebrate life. Because Toastmaster, another undeniable truth of life is, it's very, very short. So Toastmasters and guests, I won't conclude my speech by saying or by promising you that I will give a chai biscuit egg puff party during break. No, 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 I'm not going to do that. Because now you know that I'm a man of deeds, not a man of... Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik Venugopal. You took us through our memory line of our college days, where even we had experienced such moments in life of election and everything. That was fabulous. Now we move on to the second speaker of the day. And to evaluate this week is a person, and she is a mompreneur, a mother and an entrepreneur. A hippie at heart person who enjoys communication, it's all its glory. Likes writing, dancing, and theaters. Can we please have a round of applause for Toastmasters Aparna Raja? Can you please read out the speech guidelines for speaker number 2?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shiva. My target speaker today is attempting his level 3 project, Connect with Storytelling. His path is motivational strategies, and the purpose of his speech is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story, right? Timer, please note, this is a 5 to 7 minute speech. Thank you very much, and back to you, TMOD.
Thank you. Thank you, Aparna, Toastmasters Aparna. Today's speaker, number 2, is a man from beautiful valley of Arunachal Pradesh. He studied business analytics at the Wharton School. He is currently a senior engineering manager at American Express. I would like to call upon Toastmasters Arun Kota to deliver his speech number 2.
Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you did something new or started something new? Okay. Anybody online? How many of you faced failure when you started something new? How many of you started back again after the failure? Cool. I see few hands, both online, offline. My friends, this is the pattern which we have seen in many of the startups. One example we see is from the report is 99% of the startups fail during the first 1 year of their operations, and they never start again. Why don't they start again? It is because they're afraid to take the second step. Similarly, we are very happy when a child takes the first step. But if he fails to take the second step, that leads to disappointment, right? The second step, which I'm talking over here, is patience and perseverance. Let me tell you why. I think all of you have a calculator with you in your phones. Take number 1 and raise it to the power of 365 days. What do you get? You don't need a calculator. You get 1. Similarly, now take 1.01 and raise it to 365. What do you get? Any answers? Yes. The 0.01 effort you put daily, that is what is exponentially grown. And at the end of the year of 365 days, if you see, it is 37. You might think it's a small step. It might lead to frustrations. It might lead to disappointments. It might lead to failure. But at the end of the year, if you look back, you have grown 37 times. Isn't it wonderful? This is something we need to keep in our hearts. And to give this example, we have many such personalities in this world. I would like to bring about one such personality who tried to commit suicide at the age of 20, who failed the municipal elections at the age of 30, who failed the state elections at the age of 40, who failed the presidential elections when he was around 45. And then he became the president, one of the greatest presidents of the United States of America. I think you must have guessed it who it is. It is none other than Abraham Lincoln. And if he had stopped, if he had not perceived, if he didn't have patience, he would have not reached such a monumental milestone where everybody talks about him and the history remembers that person. There are a few other stories I want to tell to support this. We always talk about Usain Bolt, one of the world record holders for 100 meters. 9.58 seconds. We only remember that. But to get to that 9.58 seconds, the effort which went behind, the years of practice which went behind, the years of patience, persistence, failures, and taking that each of the feedback, learning more and coming back and running that race and creating a world record. Because if you remember the year which he created the world record, the previous Olympics, he came last. Nobody remembers him. But he went back, didn't take it as a failure, and he came back. And that is what matters. It is always the perseverance and persistence. There's another great example also we can give is of Howard, who has started the Starbucks. Do you know how many banks did he go to before he got a loan? 252 banks. That is the number of banks he went to secure a loan before he started Starbucks. And after that, perseverance, persistence, and keep going. That is what, when he started Starbucks, and he didn't immediately become famous. It took time, it took failures, it took to restart, taking that second step, and then it is where it landed today. It is a brand across the world. Finally, I want to tell the story about myself. 10 years back, if you had asked me to give the same speech in the same stage, I would not be able to give this. I was always hiding from debate competitions, speaking, anything which comes to public speaking, I was hiding or ignoring it. But a continuous persistence, perseverance, taking the second step, and the support from a beautiful club of Toastmasters. And that is what made the change. And today I'm able to stand here and deliver a speech to all of you. My friends, failures comes away. And that is where, when you have to stand, think about it, be patient, be perseverance, and you have to keep going. I want to take one of the gems of CK's present on that board there. There is, do not be afraid to start the second time. You're not starting without anything. You're starting with experience. It's not that you don't have anything. You have experience with you. So don't be afraid. Take the second step. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Arun, for such a wonderful, motivational, I would say this is, that we should never give up on our goals. No matter you lose, there's always a learning that you take, and we have to keep moving forward. Now we move forward with the third speaker of the day. And to evaluate the third speaker, we have a person who's full of life and lives life on her own terms. She was a flight attendant, a relationship manager, and presently heading the administrative department at a children's education company, CLAY. Can I invite upon Vitasta Baumik to please read out the guidelines for speaker number 3?
Thank you, Shiva. Good morning, everyone. So the project is advanced mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply mentoring skills during a long-term mentoring commitment. Also, the speaker can share some of her experience as a mentor. This would be the last speech of her final level. All the best to our speaker, Dhwani. Thank you.
Thank you, Evaluator Toastmasters Vitasta. So speaker number 3. She's a secretary at Gabby's Toastmasters Club. She's a Triple Crown winner and a pathbreaker. She is personality development coach by profession and an artist by heart, and a period education by choice. Let us give a big round of applause for Dhwani Adeshara, speaker number 3.
Thank you. Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. So my speech title is Together We Grow. But before that, when I say mentor, what comes to your mind? Anybody would want to say, when I say the word mentor, what comes to your mind?
Someone who can guide us or help us in our journey.
Perfect. A mentor is someone who guides us, motivates us, and makes us believe in ourselves when we don't. It's been around a year that I have been a mentor, and each mentor-mentee relationship that I've had with, it's very different and very unique. Though my mentees have same goal, but everybody has a different style and different approach. let me tell you my experience with my longest mentee, Toastmaster Vidya. Vidya joined Toastmasters with three purposes in her mind. The first, to enhance her communication skills. The second, for her to improve her impromptu speaking. And third, increasing her confidence. When I used to talk to Vidya, and initially when I was talking to her, she told me, actually I observed that Vidya is somebody who takes time to open up and to get comfortable. Even though she has the potential in her to become a great speaker, she requires that push and motivation. So I thought that let me do this. To make her feel comfortable, let me take baby steps. So at first, I asked her to pick up roles at the club meetings to get more familiar with the idea of talking, taking up tag roles, taking SAA roles for that matter. She started feeling comfortable and she started knowing the audience. Now, when she started laying her guards down, I asked her that let's start your journey as a speaker. And that's when she started. It was her initial level, her level 1, and initial speeches that she gave. She used to feel very nervous and she used to fumble. So we practiced her speech together over a Zoom call to make her feel more comfortable during the stage and give the speech. I used to give my feedback to her. She used to implement those feedbacks. The next day when she used to go and give the speech, she used to come back and tell me, Dhwani, thank you so much for being there and practicing with me. It truly helped me. There has been times where we have written her speech together. I have been there with her step by step in helping her with forming her sentences to making her content. Been there with her. Even though she's elder to me, she is so up and above when it comes to receiving constructive feedback. She has always been very welcoming when it comes to me giving her feedback. Till today, she sends me her draft, and until I approve, she does not go ahead and practice. She needs that me touch in her speeches so that she feels more confident to go and give it. The growth that I have seen in Vidya from level 1 to level 3 is just excellent and exponential. She used to fret while giving speeches. I still remember she used to always be in that what if bubble. There was a speech slot that I had got, and it was in just 2 days she had to give a speech. I approached her and I asked her that, would you want to pick it up? Vidya said that, but Dhwani, what if I can't? I don't have any content. How am I going to do it? How am I going to speak? What am I going to write? And I told her that, let's take it up as a challenge. Let's do it together. I'm there with you in that step. What is the worst case scenario? You'll have to give your speech again. But at least if you try, you will know that, yeah, even you can write speeches and give it within 2 days. She took it up as a challenge. And today, she has finished her 3 levels, winning the Triple Crown Award, giving speeches back to back in different clubs, taking up roles, and she taking that initiative to come and tell me to get her speech slots so that she can finish her levels. Being a mentor of Vidya, I have realized that it's not like people do not have the zeal to achieve their goals. It's just that they need time, patience, and motivation with correct guidance. Being the mentor of Vidya, I have widened my horizon of writing speeches and thinking in a different manner. I have started thinking things from a very different perspective as well. Initially, I used to think from my style of writing, but now, mentoring her speeches, I started thinking from her style as well. To top it all, my major learning, which has been with Vidya, is that you need to learn to set goals and communicate those goals with your mentee. This is one thing that I missed. I set goals, but I did not communicate with her. And that was a major learning that I've had because most of the time we were not on the same page. So to all the mentors out there, I would say that communicate well with your mentee and set goals from the start. This has been my learning, and it has been a really great journey of being a mentor. At times, it is difficult, but then if you believe in yourself and if you believe in your mentee, then together you grow and learn. Mentorship is not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Dhwani. Yes, totally agree. We all need mentors in our life, not just in speaking journey, but various other parts. And yes, it's important to have goals and learn towards it, move towards it. So now we move on to the third speaker, and this is not a speaker. He is not a speaker. This is a session in itself. So we have a person who's from the creative world of marketing and advertisement. He is very passionate about storytelling, and he conducts many such storytelling sessions. Few of our club members happened to visit his storytelling sessions, and they were mesmerized by his skills. And today we have got an opportunity to hear from him directly, okay, in person. So may I please invite upon our founder members and Toastmasters Pramod Shankar.
Hi, everyone. Give me a minute. I may look like a magician, but I'm not. I just need to keep these things on top of the table. Yeah. I have a request to the timer when I'm halfway through my mark, which I suppose is around 7.5 minutes. Please give me a heads up. Right? Okay, thank you. So, my dear friends, my name is Pramod Shankar, that's already been announced. And I'm from this little city on the banks of the Arabian Sea in Kerala. It's called Cochin. Anybody heard about Cochin? Anybody who's been there? Okay, I can see a lot of hands going up. Cochin is one of the cities in Kerala. The other two cities are Abu Dhabi and Dubai. I grew up in Cochin, and after I graduated from college, I spent a lot of time working in Cochin. That is something even my Toastmaster friends do not know. I spent 17 years as a bartender. It's one of the smallest bars in Cochin, away from the main city, just up the creek, where you really had to take a boat and go if you had to enjoy a cocktail or a glass of shanty or a jar of whiskey from there. Very unimaginatively, it was called the Highness Bar. So I put 17 years of my life at this bar called Highness. Day after day of watching people get high and having fights, bar brawls. Day after day of people coming to me and confiding in me. Because a bartender is locked like a psychoanalyst. People pour out their woes to him. I don't know why, because maybe they thought I had no other work to do, which was true. It could also be because they thought I could give them unconditional listening, which is also true. But after 17 years, I started feeling a little squeamish. There has to be a life outside Bloody Marys and Nutty Navels and Long Island iced teas and things like that. By the way, feel free to ask me about the recipes of these wonderful drinks. I'll be happy to give you. So the day before my last day at the Highness, I'm standing behind the bar counter. I'm polishing my glasses as usual. Then suddenly, the doors swing open, the glass doors of the Highness, they swing open. And this boy of about 15 years, he walks to me directly with so much of, focus in his head As if the world belonged to him, neither to the left or the right he was looking. He came straight to the bar counter and asked me, "Can I meet Mr. Pramod Shankar?" So I said, "You are speaking to him, son." Then he again looked me in the eye, and then he gave me this parcel. Then he said, "A week ago, my dad passed away, and he wanted me to give you this packet." I took the packet from him. The boy turned around and he left pretty much the same way as he had come in. I opened the packet. I took this out and I put it on my head. When I put this beret on my head, I remembered a morning, hardly a week into my joining the Highness, almost 17 years ago. I was behind the bar. I was polishing the glasses. I was looking at the slowly setting sun. And I was thinking, what a lucky guy I am to be working in this place. 17 years back. 17 years back, the same evening, I heard this tinkle of a cycle bell as I was polishing my glasses. I looked out through the window and I saw this man, very jaunty, very erect, very sure of himself, parking his cycle on the side, turning around, taking his rucksack, walking into the bar in a straight line, sitting down at a table in the corner, pushing back the chair and calling me to his table. And he, my dear friends, was wearing the same beret 17 years ago. I went to his table and I asked him, "What will it be, sir?" And he said, "Give me 2 glasses of Old Monk, large, 2 squeezes of lemon, 1 bottle of Thumbs Up, and a bucket of ice." I quickly went back to the bar counter, took everything quickly, went back to the table, put it down in front of him. Then I saw him do something that amazed me then and for the rest of the year, every Wednesday. He took one of the glasses of the Old Monk and put it right in front of him. And he pushed the other glass of the Old Monk against him to face the chair that was against him. And then he enjoyed the evening. So, my dear friends, Wednesday after Wednesday, this man would come in on his bicycle, tinkle the cycle bell, lean it against the flag post, come inside, wearing this blue beret, sit back and order the same things. What would they be? If you remember, 2 glasses of Old Monk, 2 squeezes of lemon, ice, and Thumbs Up. And every evening, as I packed up for the day, I had this rather unenviable task of pouring that beautiful glass of Old Monk down the drain. Because every Wednesday, it would remain untouched. That kept me wondering. There are all kinds of weirdos who came to the bar. But this one was a level by itself. So, as the years went by, we became a little close. And I started calling him as captain because there was something that told me that he was a Fauji. You know, it could be the way he held himself erect, the way he looked at everything as if he was in control, the quiet confidence that he exuded, I don't know what. And I started asking him questions because, you know, the halfway down my tenure with the Highness, I lost my dad, and I suppose I was looking for a father figure as well. So when one time I was almost on the verge of getting married, I went to the captain and I asked him, you know, I found this girl and she's also very keen to get married to me. Should I go ahead? He said, "Son, no. Why do you want to get married of all things? You're happy here. You have all of us. You have the best drinks in the world. Enjoy life for some more time. Treasure your freedom." And I listened to him. But the days went by with no change whatsoever as far as the captain is concerned. I grew older. My relationship with the Highness changed. Sometimes there was little ups and downs. And there were changes in the horizon, changes in the harbor. The way the ships and the boats looked slowly changed over the years. But the captain and his evenings with the Old Monk, exactly the same. Almost a year and a half had passed. I was back at the bar counter, mixing my drinks. And that evening, there was a band playing. How many of you have heard this wonderful singer called Engelbert Humperdinck? He was called the Queen of Hearts. When I was growing up, I'm talking about, looking at me, you know that I grew up a long time back, right? I'm talking about the 60s or 70s. Engelbert Humperdinck, the favorite song was The Last Waltz. I still remember that evening of the sunset, there was a band playing Engelbert Humperdinck, The Last Waltz. People were dancing on the floor, very close dance. I was mixing my drinks. I was polishing my glasses. Captain was at his table. Then suddenly I heard the door swing open again. And my eyes followed the movement from the door, and I looked there. And I saw my dear friends. I saw the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. She just walked in, those high heels clacking the floor. And she was wearing this beautiful shimmering purple dress. And she walked straight. And she walked straight all the way to the captain's table. Pushed the table chair back, sat down, put her legs up on the opposite chair, took the glass of the old monk which was remaining untouched, and she had a deep sip. After that evening, my dear friends, I've not seen the captain or the woman ever in my life. But one day, a couple of days before I left the Highness for good, the doors swing open, and this boy of about 15 walks in, and he gives me this packet and he says, "My father passed away a week ago, and he wanted you to have this. Thank you so much." So did you like that story?
Yes.
Any theories about what happened? Why the old monk? Who was the woman? Let those remain as questions in your head. Yeah. That is the thing about stories. They don't have one answer. They don't have one route. There are so many millions of answers and routes that you can think of for every story. And now, let me take you further back in my childhood. You know, when again I was a young boy growing up near the backwaters of Kerala. Every school, when it was time for the school holidays, I used to stay with an uncle of mine, okay? And when the holidays came, he was so anxious to get rid of me because apparently I was a very troublesome child. It hasn't changed over the years. If you ask my wife, she'll say the same thing. So every school holidays, my uncle used to banish me to somewhere where I could not trouble him. And invariably, it was Sri Lanka. 6 years. Continuously for 6 years, he used to ask me to go live in Sri Lanka because he had a business there. He was a man who used to supply animal feed to circuses. It's a very strange business to run, but a very profitable one in those days. Because the circuses had animals, not like today. A lot of ban on using animals, right? So I was there in this beautiful city called Kandy. Anybody been to Kandy here? I was in Kandy and I was in the place of my dreams. The Great Oriental Circus. There was nothing great about the Great Oriental Circus. It was a tiny little circus, one medium-sized tent, a smattering of animals and a lot of clowns, and one elephant, one beautiful baby elephant, which is not entirely black. The elephant that we are so familiar with are dark gray or black, right? This one was called Ananda. He was an albino elephant. Albino elephant, all of 12 years old. And I was the assistant keeper to the albino elephant called Bala. It was like my dream had come true. The elephant is my favorite animal. It's always been. There's a tattoo. My first ever tattoo that I had, it has an elephant. And incidentally, it says Aane ki Sambhavana. It's a play on the word Aane. So it was like my dream come true. Looking after Ananda, playing with the other main keeper. Okay? And every day it used to pass by because Ananda used to be the center of attraction in the circus. Hundreds of kids used to come just to see Ananda. And what about Ananda? He used to sing and act like he used to sing and dance and move to this beautiful Sri Lankan song. Let me tell you about the Sri Lankan song. It's like a hybrid. Let me translate that into English. This song is about a man called Somapala. The song about Somapala and his scooter. It goes something like this. Somapala scooter had a puncture in the tire. Somapala scooter had a puncture in the tire. Somapala scooter had a puncture in the tire and they patched it up with chewing gum. Chewing, 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 chewing gum. Chewing, 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 chewing gum. Chewing, 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 chewing gum. And they patched it up with chewing gum. And every day this clown called Uncle Veerasinghe, we used to call him Veeru Uncle. Veeru Uncle used to come, very short fellow, but very spirited fellow. He used to sing the song, and another used to stand in the center of the circus and dance, and the kids used to go berserk. It was a great time of my life. Till one day, after the show, I was cleaning the floor of the circus, and I was in my own world thinking about life back in India and my sibling that I was missing. Then I heard this cry from the tent of Ananda, and I ran inside. I saw the keeper, my good friend, the main keeper. He was crying, and Ananda was crouched in a corner, and the owners of the circus were crowded around him. When I went closer to Ananda the elephant and what was happening there, I got the shock of my life. The owners were torturing this elephant. They were making sure that he was annoyed and he was upset and he was in pain. I couldn't believe my eyes. One of the owners had this metal strip in his hand and he was beating the elephant constantly.
We are not able to hear the speaker.